It's time to talk turkey. Get your questions ready for our live half-hour turkey hunting call-in show. Phone lines are open now, and the number to call is 1-800-944-4664. Financial support for Kentucky Afield is provided in part by Clay Tire of Grayson. Cars and trucks, farm or trail, providing Eastern Kentucky a grip on adventure, wherever the road may lead.
Tastes like victory.
Doing Sugar over here. She a good dog? She's 3.5. She's with me all the time.
Hello and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm Tim Farmer. Tonight we have a special half-hour call-in show all about turkey hunting in Kentucky. Number to call, 1-800-944-4664. We're going to try to get as many questions as we can answered. And the guys are going to do that. To my left, Rufus Cravens. He's a conservation officer. Thanks for being here tonight. And to his left, Stephen Doby, the turkey dude. Or he says turkey program coordinator. Same deal, right?
That's exactly the same.
All right, we're going to get started right now, and we're going to start answering questions, and we will get as many as we can. We want to thank the Christian Archers of Kentucky for answering the phones. And as a reminder, we're having the Tim Farmer Archery Classic May 19th and 20th that they're putting on, and that's a 3D shoot, and they're going to help us out, and they've been of great help. So thanks, guys, for answering the phones. All right, first questions. Tina from Frankfurt. Why can't we hunt earlier in April when you hear more gobbling?
Well, we get that a lot, and typically it's revolving around a first peak in the gobbling activity that we see in later March, early part of April. We specifically time the season such that all those adult gobblers have the opportunity to breed hens. You know, we can kill 30,000 birds in April, no problem. You kill 30,000 birds before they've had a chance to breed hens, you know, that's something we don't want to do.
The next year we're not going to have that many babies.
Yeah, so it could affect reproduction, and it helps the population long term.
Gotcha. Chris from Danville, why do gobblers on my property stop gobbling after sunup?
Well, very often, earlier in the season, the gobblers are with hens. The breeding season's kind of getting going, so they're roosting with hens. They're being really vocal in the morning. As soon as they hit the ground, they don't need to call in any ladies because they're surrounded by hens.
And they're very happy to stay there.
That's right.
And all the noise you make in the world won't do you much good.
That's right.
And I hate it when that happens. Jay wants to know, what does it mean when I hear hunters say that the gobblers are all henned up?
Well, it's kind of just what we were talking about. Early in the breeding season, the adult gobblers and the more dominant birds are surrounding themselves with hens to breed, so they really have no need to respond to your calls. That will change. Just be patient. Those hens will eventually start going to the nest.
You know, real quick, I want to ask you kind of a topical question. I know we're going to get this. What are we looking like population-wise, turkeys this year? Did we have a good season last year for breeding and all that?
It was moderate. Last year's moderate because we had those historic rain events. We had, upwards of 14, 15 inches of rain in some counties, lots of counties. That impacted reproduction. The brood survey was about 1.4 poults per hen, which is low. But turkeys are very resilient. They respond very quickly to a good year reproduction, so it would be fine.
Tim is from Hopkins County, and he said, I had a turkey gobbling 45 minutes. What can I do to get him to come in? If we could answer that question, we'd make millions and millions of dollars.
Yes, we would.
You know, there are things that you can do, and but there's times when you don't know what he sees. He may see a hen over here. He may not leave here. It's hard telling. There's so many hens, and he may see a strand of barbed wire.
That's right.
And they get hung up.
And it's biology for those hens to come to that gobbler. So, and we don't know the situation here, but he could have been calling continuously with that bird for 45 minutes. That alone may spook an animal.
Yeah.
So.
But people tend to overcall sometimes, and that's And, you know, sometimes if you hear that bird and he's responding, the best thing you can do is stop.
Yeah.
Maybe every now and then, just every now and then, do a slight bit of purring or something. But sometimes if you continue, he's waiting for her to come on in. You might want to, you know, overcalling can really hurt you. Arnold Joseph is from LaRue County. Can I put real turkey feathers on a decoy?
Yes, you can do that.
Jim is from Ruckerville. Can you harvest white? Now, here's a question we get a whole lot of, and I get this out in the field constantly. Jim says, can you harvest white turkeys year-round, and do they count towards the bag limit? Some people assume that a white turkey is a domestic turkey. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
You cannot harvest them year-round. You can only harvest white turkeys during regular turkey season, whether it be spring season or fall season, and they do count towards the regular bag limit. There's no special season or anything for the white
And on the
turkeys.
biology into that, that's a very naturally occurring coloration. It's not terribly uncommon. What are some of the different color phases you see out there?
You'll see sometimes a white with just a little bit of that grayish brown coloration in there. You'll see a smoke phase. There's a reddish smoke phase, which is really neat to see if you ever get fortunate enough to see one. So just because it's not black doesn't mean it's not wild.
Gotcha.
If it lives in the woods, it's wild.
Bobby is from Harlan, and he wants to know, can a convicted felon hunt turkeys with a firearm?
The short answer to that is no. If their conviction date was after July 15th, 1994, then they cannot possess a firearm in the state of Kentucky or hunt with it.
And that's any type of firearm.
That's correct, muzzleloader or modern type firearm.
All right, here's a good question. Sam is from Louisville. Excuse me. Can I kill a bearded hen even if I know it's a female?
Yes, yes.
Saw one this morning. We got footage of it. Had, I bet you, a 9-inch beard.
Good grief.
Really?
And, you know, I saw it from a distance. I thought, well, that's pretty good Tom. All right, let's see. Dale is from, looks like Elliott County. Will the turkey season be better than the years before?
Well, we had our record year 2 springs ago, 2010. We took just over 36,000 birds. We'd never killed over 30 before, 29 something before, and we just had a phenomenal year following a good year of reproduction in 08. It'll be tough to beat that this year simply because of the impact that those historic rain events had on reproduction last summer. However, with the weather like we're having like this weekend, we'll have a phenomenal season.
Very good. Will is from Owen County. Can you hunt turkey on your own property without a hunting license?
Yes. Resident landowners, their spouses, and dependent children.
Now, they still have to check that bird in.
Yes, they do.
When they kill it.
Yeah, has to be checked in the same day that it's harvested.
Now, what are the exact law? If you're on your property, what do you have to do technically to be legal once you kill that bird?
You can either pick up, go to, wherever the licenses are sold and get them to print out a blank license and use the back of that. We have a copy of it in the hunting guide, or you can use an index card, anything like that, but you need to write down the county, the date, the type of animal, the sex of it, and then the confirmation number once that's checked in. And
So
keep
basically
that
the
with
same
them
thing everybody
anytime.
else has got to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Keith Waller is from Campbell County. Which county in Kentucky has the highest population of turkeys? Do we know that?
It'd be down in the Green River area. Green
River
region.
area.
Just that area in general, no particular county, typically has the highest harvest year to year.
Isn't it wonderful you can drive through every county in Kentucky and see birds?
That's phenomenal.
That's unreal. I
Just
mean,
20 years ago. It'd be
exactly.
So unheard of.
John is from Perry County. Is the turkey population good in Hazard, Perry County area?
Statewide, we have a really strong turkey population. The eastern Kentucky mountainous areas, it is a little bit more difficult to gauge, typically because those birds aren't as visible. They may not appear as represented as well in the brood surveys, just simply because it's mountainous habitat. But they're doing very well in those areas.
Okay, Noah Schofield is from Garrett County. And this is, let's go ahead and cover real quick. It says, how many turkeys can you kill in the spring season? Let's cover that, but let's also talk about if you really like to hunt turkeys a lot, how many can you take year round? Let's talk about spring season first.
In the spring season, you can take 2 turkeys, 2 male turkeys or turkeys with visible beard. Only one of those may be taken per day. During the fall seasons, you can take 4 turkeys. 2 may be taken with a shotgun. 2 of those may be taken with archery equipment. Out of the ones in the fall, only one of those, I believe it's only one of those, can have a beard greater than 3 inches in the fall season.
Gotcha. Eric is 7 years old, and he's from Trimble County, and he wants to know, what is the biggest turkey killed in Kentucky? And I don't know if we keep records of things like that, but what is a big turkey in Kentucky?
A big turkey's over 25 pounds, certainly, at least compared to the ones I shoot. We do not maintain records of turkeys. However, the National Wild Turkey Federation does. And you can go to their website and visit them, and you can voluntarily check your turkey. And I believe one of their highest ranking turkeys is from Kentucky, and it was over 30 pounds.
Wow.
In the late 1990s.
It's a big bird.
It is.
Chad is from Campbell County, and he says, if you hit a turkey with a vehicle like David over here almost did this morning, is it legal to take it home, clean it, and eat it? And if they do, what do they really need to do?
They need to call their local conservation officer and have them come out and take a look at it and get a disposal tag for that animal.
Okay, looks like Nathaniel Smith from London, Kentucky. How to cook a turkey, and what's the best turkey call? Now, those things are really wide open to interpretation. Turkey calls are varied, and some people can use a mouth call, some people can't. You need to find out what you can make the best natural turkey sounds with. Play around, drive your family crazy, and get in the living room and just make noises as much as you can. Listen to the sounds of wild turkey, listen to tapes, so on and so forth. Whatever you can use the best. And how to cook a turkey, that's wide open. Some people like to fry it, some people like to bake it. Some people smoke it. There's a gazillion different ways. And get you a good wild game cookbook and take a look at some different recipes. Alan is from Russell County. Killed a turkey today and had scales falling off its legs, cracked skin, and he's concerned about it.
It could be a number of things. Without seeing it, if he could take some photos, we'd be more than welcome.
Might have been fighting.
Take a look at it if they mail it to our info center, or call our info center and get the information. Could be a variety of things.
All right, we're getting a lot of. If you see me throwing stuff in the trash, I'm not ignoring anything. That means that we have a redundant one. What's the best call? Tristan from Olive Hill. Are you allowed to shoot turkeys while they are flying?
Yes, I mean if you've ever been hunting and one's called in and it spooks and takes off flying, there's no regulation that says you can't. Probably not the best idea. I mean, they're hard enough to hit when they're standing there, so you'd hate to wound that bird and not find it, but legally they can, yes.
Obviously, you cannot shoot them out of the roost.
That's correct.
Jenny's from Pendleton County. What's the biggest predator of turkeys? Who's eating more turkeys out there besides us?
We are.
So we're the #1 predator. And as far as natural predators, who's probably getting?
A lot of people look at that turkey out in the wild and think, I wonder what eats that. The biggest impact that predators tend to have on turkeys is long before that. It's when they're in the nest. Skunks, raccoons, different rice, rats, things of that nature. It's nest predation that often has the biggest impact. As far as adult birds, it's probably, honestly, feral dogs, cats, and bobcats.
I tell you what, we were out not too long ago scouting for turkeys, and we saw some coyotes that ran out almost on top of us, 4 of them, that were so intent on watching the turkeys that we were watching that they didn't even see us. Of course, we had the wind in our face, but that's some footage we have that we'll be showing shortly. Dean is from Franklin County, wants to know, can I use an electrical battery call to call turkeys in?
No, you cannot use electronic calls for turkey hunting.
I like those absolute answers.
Yes.
Easy enough.
Okay, here's another question. We're getting a bunch of these. What is the biggest turkey in Kentucky? And if you're tuning in, a great big turkey would be in the 30-pound range.
Sure, yeah.
Let's see. This is Roy from Floyd County, and a lot of people have been asking this. Do turkeys eat wild mushrooms during the spring? Have we ever?
No reason they should or couldn't. I imagine nature probably weeds out those that eat the poisonous ones, obviously. So there's not much of a learning curve there, but there's nothing that would prevent them, I would know of.
Gary Conley's from Louisville. Is it legal to kill 2 gobblers in one day, one on private ground and one not on private ground?
No.
Chris Godby from Pulaski County. And he's one of our commissioners and a good guy. Went elk hunting with him not too long ago. Just got for sure deal. He's in.
Yep.
And he wants to know what is the record for a bearded hen. I don't know if we actually have a record for that. I think I saw her this morning, by the way.
We do not maintain records. However, the National Wild Turkey Federation may maintain records of hens. Males definitely, hens, I'd have to check. But if you saw one with 9 inches beard, that's an impressive beard on a hen.
Yeah, it was something. Here's Daryl from Logan County. He's a property owner. Say you shoot a turkey and wound it pretty bad, and it goes on somebody else's land. What do you need to do to legally go grab that animal?
Kentucky does not have a right to retrieve law. The best thing to do is go to the neighbor, find out who the property owner is, go talk to them, explain to them what happened, ask them for permission to go retrieve that animal. Unfortunately, if they tell you no, there's not much else you can do about it.
And this is Wayne Hagan from Winchester. Are there any DVDs where you can practice calling? Yeah, there's all kinds of them out there. You can even look at us on YouTube, look at Kentucky Afield on YouTube, and you can look at some of our older shows where we've done turkey hunting 101 type things. But there are hundreds, maybe thousands of different videos out there that you can get at your Bass Pro Shop or Cabela's. Anywhere, Sportsman's Warehouse, anywhere there's a store, they have all kinds of things like that. Ron from Fayette County, we've got a bunch of these. People are wanting to know about turkey mites. First of all, what is a turkey mite? Is there such a thing? And
there are mites. This is an animal, a creature. It's an insect. It's a biting insect. However, what people generally associate with turkeys and term them turkey mites, they're actually talking about seed tick larvae. These are just microscopic, juvenile larval forms of ticks, and they just swarm. And these turkeys walk through the brush, will pick up these seed ticks, and you shoot a bird, pick up the bird. Next thing you know, sometimes you can. It will be like a cloud, going down your arm or back, and you may sit in an area with these. It's not very fun, but they generally wash off fairly easily with soap and water.
David from Franklin County and Amber from Campbell County want to know: can you turkey hunt out of a deer stand?
Yes, nothing wrong with that.
And it's kind of tough because they're always,
up.
It's not like a deer. I mean, they're constantly looking all over the place. But yeah, if you can do it, more power to you. Looks like Jim is from Washington County, saw a partial white and brown turkey. And we talked about this a little while ago, and he wonders if it's a mix of a domestic and wild turkey or...
It could be, or not necessarily within that bird's generation. It could have been in the generations back, but
there's also
the genetics,
the natural... the smoke phase that we talked about.
So it could be a variety of things, but it is wild. So if he shoots it,
and this one is for I think Dobie should probably do this. Carol is from Nicholas County, and she wants to know what sound does a turkey make. So you being the turkey biologist, I think it would probably be appropriate for you to make some turkey sounds.
Given the
I think it's in your job description.
Given the state of my allergies right now, it would be the most pitiful turkey sound that you have ever heard.
Rufus, would you?
I probably wouldn't be very good at it either.
Well, you hit on it earlier. If they want to learn, they need, literally, you don't need to pay a dime anymore. Go on YouTube. Smartphones, perfect way to learn turkeys. You can download free apps. However, if you're hunting, remember that's an electronic device, so do not use those.
Don't make that noise while you're out there, because Rufus hears you come running.
That's right.
That's right.
Jared from Clayton County. A lot of people are wanting to know: can you carry a sidearm while you're turkey hunting in the woods?
It's as long as you're not a felon. If you've got a concealed carry permit, it can be concealed. If you do not have a concealed carry permit, then obviously it does not need to be concealed.
Darnell is from Northern Kentucky. Does the colder weather we've been having, is that going to affect the nesting turkeys?
Well, as of today, the weather's been pretty nice again. Last week, a little bit of the week before, probably wouldn't affect them at all. I was telling this story earlier. I was hunting here in 2007, and I remember watching a gobbler breed a hen in the snow. So, the weather's hit or miss in March and April.
We have some new questions come in, and I think some folks have just tuned in, so we'll revisit a couple of these just real quick. Leo's from Pulaski County. Has there ever been a hen with a beard in Kentucky? Very common. Saw one this morning. Very, very common. I mean, they're not millions of them, but there are several of them out there. Kelly's from Menifee County. If your conviction is before 1994, can you still use a shotgun to hunt?
Yes, prior to 1994, they can use a long gun, which would be a shotgun. Prior to July 15th, 1994.
And Gene from Winchester, is a hunter card good for a calendar year?
I'm not sure what he means, a hunter card.
Not either. Yeah.
If it's the hunter education card, then that's
Yeah,
the lifetime of the person, I believe.
Yeah, you're correct.
Scott is from Lawrenceburg, Indiana, and he wants to know what's the closest wildlife management area where he can hunt turkeys. It's open to the public.
Yeah, gosh, I have to think of it off the top of my head. His best way to investigate this, go on our website, fw.ky.gov. There's a map section on our website. You can look at detailed information of every public land area we own or manage.
And right here, if for some reason we don't get to your question tonight and you want to contact the department, there are many ways to do that. You can write us at No. 1 Sportsman's Lane, Frankfort, Kentucky, 40601. Call us at 1-800-858-1549. And our information people are wonderful. They will help you out. Or check us out at www.fw.ky.gov. I hate saying 3 W's in a row. It never works out well. And again tonight, if you still want to call in, we've got a few minutes, 800-944-4664. We're going to answer as many as we can. And Sam is from out in the western end of the state, and he wants to know what education is required to become a wildlife biologist, specializing in turkey. He wants your job.
Well, he or she, anyone would need to, these days and times, pursue a minimum of a bachelor's degree in some type of wildlife-related science, typically wildlife management. Very often a master's degree would be required in addition to that, just to give you more of a focus in research.
And I mean, gosh, we have so many, the department is so diverse. There are so many jobs, and it's a wonderful place to work.
Yeah, there's a lot more than just turkeys.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Chris is from Corinth, and he wants to know what's the smallest caliber gun you could use for turkey hunting?
20 gauge.
Can't do the 410 thing.
No, I can't do 410. 20 gauge is the smallest.
Okay, Alan from Washington County. If I get a turkey with a band on its leg, what do I do with it?
Definitely call our info center.
Are we doing studies?
We are not. That's why it'd be so intriguing. We have not banded birds since, I believe, 2002. However, I have had one other instance where a bird was killed with a band on it since then, which is phenomenal. And we would most certainly like to document that. So call our info center.
Okay, Todd is from Fayette County. Is plural. Is it turkeys or turkey?
Turkeys.
Turkeys.
Plural.
That's a command answer right there. I think you're right. Okay, Toby is from Kenton County. How many decoys should you put out? That's open to interpretation. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you can put
no decoy.
Yeah,
that's right.
Sometimes that's the best. If you have a high traffic area, you know where the birds are, and they're henned up. I would just get in there and get around them.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very interesting thing. Decoys. They can save you. They can ruin you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's complicated. You have to learn and make your own mistakes, and every situation is different. Dan from Whitley County saw a 4-foot turkey. Can corn be causing turkeys to be so large this year? By the way, we'll visit the corn thing here in a second.
They sure shouldn't be this time of year.
Corn is a...
We had a very
we
had a very mild winter.
Yes.
Which would mean there's a lot more food out there for these turkeys to eat. Would that cause an extra toe or foot? No.
And we're getting a lot of questions. Again, some people just tuning in. Let's answer the question again. How's the overall turkey population look this year?
Overall, turkey population looks fantastic in Kentucky. We should have another great year of harvest. And with the mild spring we've had, the mild winter, we should be entering into the breeding season in very good condition.
Okay. Warren Nance is from Webster County. What if you're hunting and you shoot a tom and you only see that tom, but guess what? There's one standing right over to the left of him or to the right of him, and that pellet hits him right behind the eyeball, and you got 2 down. What should you do?
What you need to do is call your local conservation officer. Get a hold of them. They may want to come out and take a look, but that's what you need to do. Get a hold of the local conservation officer and explain to them what happened, and go from there.
Logan County. Teddy, can a person who lives out of state, say he lives in wherever, one of our border states, and can he come in and call turkeys in for another hunter? If he's not hunting himself, can he call?
Yes, you can assist other hunters without, whether you're a resident or non-resident, without having to have a hunting license or turkey permit.
Mitch Phillips, Marshall County. Now, we've got a bunch of these. Is there any chance of the turkey season being brought in earlier?
Right now, no. We feel like, and looking at our harvest data, we have it timed just right.
You know, I hear music. I hear Eddie Pennington playing the guitar. So you know what that means? That means that half hour is almost over. So I want to thank everybody for calling in. I want to thank you all for being here and remind you again, the Christian Archers will be hosting the 17th annual Tim Farmer Archery Classic, May 19th and 20th. We want some NASP shooters to participate and enjoy that. And we're going to take another one real quick. Larry's from Mercer County. Can you turkey call out of season? Say it's a week before and you're out there and you get so fired up. 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before. What's the cutoff?
March 1st until the opening of spring season, you can't mimic the sound of a wild turkey.
With your mouth?
With your mouth, with a
With a
slate call,
piece of
any type
paper.
of turkey call, any place that turkeys are reasonably expected to be or that's open to hunting.
Okay, can you buy more than one youth turkey permit if they have already killed one?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good thing to know.